Hello and welcome to the Life Capoeira. Our guest today is Kenji from Mexico. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks to you for inviting me. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. So you started Capoeira 17 years ago. What got you started with Capoeira?
I started with mestre that was giving classes in a cultural center really close to my home. And actually, I was a lazy teenager. No, I was like 12 years age. No, and my parents were like very interested on moving me out of the house and stopping me from video games and TV, so they actually put me into the cultural center, and they want me to learn karate or something more like martial arts, because I'm a quarter Japanese. No, actually my grandfather is Japanese, so everybody was interested in me learning karate or kung fu or something more like oriental, no? And for me, it wasn't interesting. No, I tried many things, but when I saw Mestre Pedrinho with his students, I was like, oh my god, what are that? I want that kind of things, because there was like rastas and they move like more naturally, the music. And the first thing that engaged me was all the berimbau. No, when I listened to the berimbau, I said like, oh, this is what I want to do for all my life. No, then I met Professor Jagat, that is the student of Mestre Pedrinho. Because of my age, I cannot train in the nights with Mestre Pedrinho. I stay like training with Professor Jagat since the beginning.
And I believe you then stuck with your professor, but he moved away from your mestre. What led to the moving aside and changing groups? How was that experience?
It was kind of difficult at the beginning, because actually, like 2 years after I started capoeira, Mestre Pedrinho went to Europe, to France, no, and he moved, and we were in touch by Zoom, but it was not the same. So I stayed with Jagat, and we were like all the time talking with the mestre and asking for him for advice. But one day we decided to make the effort to bring him. We buy the tickets and we organized the event. And when he came, he was like not happy with us and the way that we were practicing our capoeira now. And even if we were doing the best we can, but it was not enough for him. So we decided, like, instead of trying like to fix everything, we said like, sorry, master, I think we are not in the same with the same ideas anymore. So we give him like the thanks for all the years, and we decided to start another group. No, actually, we are not a group like that. We have been practicing 10 years with Professor Zagat, but our name is like study group. No, like we are not even like interested on like having like a big group or something like that. We are just people trying to learn and trying to interact with each other. And that, well, also I was forgetting that at the beginning I was like kind of lost. I don't move with my professor. I stay like lost in the limbo. And even I practiced 1 year with the FICA. I don't know if you ICAF, I think for English speakers is ICAF, International Capoeira Angola Foundations, of Mestre Cobra Mansa, Jurangir, Baumir. And I started practicing with contra Mestre Javier, student of Mestre Rogerio Tever. And I stayed there 1 year, like a part of my professor, a part of my master. And I went to Brazil. I went to Rio de Janeiro, like trying to look for my identity, trying to look for another way of capoeira, and to like reconnect with the source, with the fountain of everything, And then I realized that, oh my god, with my professor I learned this, and with my professor Zagat I learned that. And I remember that, like, in Brazil I remember many things of my professor. And when I come back to Mexico, I decided to go back with my professor and continue with his study group.
That sounds like an interesting journey. What is the capoeira scene like in Mexico? Are there many groups?
Yeah, right now I think we have like maybe 30 or 40 groups. We are not a lot, but it's kind of enough now. Like for Mexico City, it's a lot. Like maybe 20 groups are on Mexico City, and other 20 across all the country. The history of capoeira in Mexico is not too old. We are like maybe 25 years old capoeira here. No, and all started with uh, Mariano Andrade, that was the student of Mestre Curió, that went to Brazil, started learning capoeira there, and when he actually he's an Argentinian, but he married a Mexican woman, so he lived here since many years ago. When he came back, he was like interested to continue the practice, but he never found a capoeira on here. No, he started like teaching capoeira in a dance school where all the old masters on here started with him. Actually, the first capoeira master, that is Mestre Cigano from group Longi du Mar, that they are oriented by Mestre Acordeon. Mestre Cigano, Mestre Adolfo, it's the same. Mestre Cigano is Mestre Adolfo, was a student of Mariano Andrade, the first capoeirist on Mexico, no? And I think that is the very very beginning, no? Everything started with them. Mariano Andrade, contra Mestre Mañoso of Capoeira Angola, Irmãos Gêmeos do Mestre Curió, and then Adolfo Mestre Cigano, that was his student, he decided to move apart from him and start practicing capoeira regional with, I think he started with Mestre Suasuna, like he bring Mestre Suasuna and also Mestre Cordon, but one day he decided like to continue the practice just with Mestre Cordon. But it's a very, very interesting group. I think like that it's the biggest group on Mexico, because right now he has many like little groups with his contramestres. And actually this year is the first time on the capoeira in Mexico that they are going to graduate, I think like 10 or 11 mestres. I never heard something like this, because he has a generation of contramestres, no? Capoeiristas like with 25 years of experience. A lot of them started like even with Mariano Andrade, with Contramestre Mañoso a long time ago. But it is going to be a very interesting event, because 10 mestres, like 10, 11 mestres, I think there are like 10 mestres and 2 maestras that are going to graduate this year in 1 month. Actually, in 1 month they are graduating.
Brilliant. And how has the capoeira scene been for you then? You've been with it for 17 years. What changes have you seen, obviously, within your group, but has capoeira continued to grow? Has it had its rises and falls?
I think that when I started capoeira, it was like one of the highest points of the capoeira, no? Because like many movies and video games, and everybody was talking about capoeira and capoeira on TV, and like everybody wants to practice capoeira, and we have experiences right now like kind of a decrease on new people, no? Because we are the same. I talk that with a friend I have, that we are the same fools going to all the roads, like maybe 20 or 30 persons, that we are the same going to all the events, going to all the rodas, and always the same. She said like singing the same songs, making the same movements. We kind of try to learn more and having a better version of us, but we are kind of stuck. I think that the capoeira in Mexico is kind of stuck, especially capoeira Angola. Capoeira Angola in Mexico, I think that has decreased the interest of the people, because like 10 years or no more, like 15 years ago, many capoeira Angola masters came to here, like Mestre Marcelo Angola, Mestre Cobra Mansa, Mestre Jurangir. We have Fika, the group of Mestre Pedro Jumbo. Mestre Curio was coming like once a year, or maybe like very very continuously he came. Also we have like many professors interested on bringing a lot of masters, but right now it's kind of hard. Also the pandemic make it harder. Like we were like trying to maintain ourselves like alive, and with the pandemic we like come down very faster. No, right now the rodas, for example, we are having like maybe 18, 20, 25 peoples, and 5 years ago there were like 50 people. Now like even we have to make like two lines for everyone can be on the roda now. And that is kind of disappointing, because also the persons that we don't dedicate our lives to capoeira, we don't have like the time to give that energy to capoeira, no, that all the professors are giving us, like teaching us and learning from other masters. But we the students, no, like even if I am 17 years old student, but we the students, it's kind of disappointing that we don't have like anyone to push us more, and we don't have anyone to motivate us, like to be better. No, right now I'm like planning a trip to Brazil, because I need that. I think I'm kind of a part of my uh, my started goal, that was like having a better version of me, and connect with that African spirituality. Now for me spirituality is a very important part of the capoeira, and so I'm going back to reconnect, and maybe to start giving classes, because that's something that my professor have telling me to start giving class, because when you have more than 15 years of capoeira, it's kind of boring to start again when anyone new came to the group or something else. So right now I'm thinking on that.
Have you got a date for that Brazil trip, or is it just something that you're just in the early planning stages for?
Yeah, I'm going next year, April of next year, for April for Angola, Abril para Angola. It's an event of Mestre, and then I'm going to Rio de Janeiro. I'm going to Bahia. I'm going to stay there like I I'm going to try at least 3 or 4 months. No, that's why I'm making like a big plan. Right now, I was going to go to the Roda de Caxias. Skill is one of the most important rodas in Rio de Janeiro. It's the roda where my master, my first master is Mestre Pedrinho de Caxias. Roda de Caxias. So, but it's not like good for me, and make all the effort to go and just stay there like maybe 2 weeks. So I'm gonna stay here this year, and next week I'm gonna go like 3 or 4 months.
Brilliant. That'll hopefully that'll help to reinvigorate your capoeira. And then when you return to Mexico, you're hoping to then share those experiences and maybe help revitalize your group.
Yeah, that's the idea, because right now I'm transforming my work. I am a dog trainer. I'm like started like group classes, and I'm starting the group classes, and I'm starting online classes, so I can have the time to make more capoeira. No, that's so I have like a 9 months to get stronger on that. So when I come back from Brazil, the idea is to be half and half, like half dedicated to dog training and half dedicated to capoeira, because I cannot quit capoeira. I tried many times. I really tried to quit capoeira, but it's not an option for me. I kind of get depressed. I don't like yoga. I tried many things, and I don't like it as much as I like capoeira. So the idea is to next year start like working with capoeira, not for money, just for like giving that a return capoeira all the things that has been given to me. No, so to uh, make our group stronger, the capoeira, the study group capoeira of my professor Jagat, to start rodas. No, because right now we have like 3 rodas in all the groups. No, like just 3 groups of capoeira Angola are making rodas. The other groups are like kind of closed. No, like they are still like having 7, 8 people, but like a just training for them and having rodas with their own. No, so I'm gonna make like community rodas, no, like for re- reunite, for integrate again all the capoeiras. At least Angola, I would expect, for me, like the idea is one day to have like the capoeira of Sao Paulo, no, like they have Angola, regional, everything together, and that will be the goal, because we used to have it, no, a long time ago, maybe a 7, 8 years ago, there was a roda of Professor Fausto, that is a student of Mestre Cabello, that he has the roda of Regina, of the he make a roda in the historic center of Mexico City. All the groups like Angola, Regional, Contemporary, all the groups was on there. Actually, when a foreign capoeirista, no, maybe from Europe or maybe from Brazil came, it was like the roda for going, and it was very interesting to have that foreign people like sharing with us and interacting. So the idea is like, because of that road stopped, I want to open a new street roda, because street roda, I think it's the better way to integrate capoeiristas, no? Because academy roda is like, no, I'm not going to your academy because my master don't like your master, or my group it's not aligned with the philosophy or of your group. But a street roda is like everyone is the same, and everyone can share his own capoeira as the way they like, no? So that's the idea, to return that.
Sounds like a really good plan. And I think also having that street harder as well makes it potentially more visible to get some new players in. If you're finding that capoeira is stagnated a little bit in Mexico and it's the same people again and again, then having a street harder that the public can potentially see as well might help to revitalize things. So the Birnbau was what kind of captivated you at the start. What was it that then kept you staying with capoeira?
There are many things that I think that the capoeira is a very integral martial art, but actually I would say like it's very integral art in general. It's not just martial art, it's like cultural, no, like many things. But I think the most important thing, it's the connection with my own spirituality that I have in the roda. For me, like the beginning of the roda, the berimbau's playing, the ladainha, and that it's like a connection with the source of me, like with my kind of God. No, I'm not a religious. I don't have any religion like that. I don't practice candomblé. I'm not Catholic like all my family, but I have a really, really strong spiritual connection with my source, that I call just the source, no? And I do meditation. I go to the Buddhist temple, and I do many things for my spiritual journey. But I think that the greatest experience, the greatest spiritual journal, the greatest spiritual experiences have been on capoeira rodas, on capoeira, that everything is aligned, when all the all the music is aligned, all the energy is aligned. I think that is the first or the most important thing that keep me on capoeira, and that's why I cannot quit. Also because of the community, because with my professor Zagat, with all my community, with all the group, they are like brothers and sisters. Now, like for example, when I go traveling, I ask Adriana, that is my contemporary, that we started together, and I ask Adriana for taking care of my home and taking care of my dogs. That's the kind of relation that we have. All, well, not all, but many Sundays we like go to the mountains, or we reunite for maybe doing some music or training or something. And for me, they are like family, so you can quiet the shirt, you can stop like using a specific shirt and a specific name of a group, but you cannot quiet family. For me, family is not something you can quiet, so I think that is the two more most important things. But also, well, for me, week without movement, it's like a lost week, or day without music is kind of like sad day, and a specific capoeira music.
The last question is, what is capoeira? How would you define it?
Okay, I will define capoeira as an art movement, an spiritual movement, and a and dancing art. No, like integrates everything. No, and especially that allows you to interact and play with another people. No, that is like the essence for me. I don't know if it's hard to traduce because I have that definition like more clear in Spanish, but traducing I hope it doesn't lose the meaning.
I think I got what you were trying to say. I wish my Portuguese was as good as your English. Are there any closing thoughts or things you'd like to promote?
Okay, I will just share a one idea that I have been thinking about it, talking with friends. That is that don't allow the ego mess with everything. No, like don't allow the ego mess with the jogo and make the jogo be, you know, an awful jogo because my ego says that you cannot kick me on the face. No, don't allow the ego like to be in the music, like, because if you're playing and you're singing and you're playing berimbau and you're singing and then somebody wants to sing and then he stop you, and if the ego intervenes you say like, oh no, wait a minute, I want to sing harder. No, and if the ego is not there, you can like just quiet, yes brother, keep going, and if you want to sing, please keep going, and then I can sing again, because that is capoeira. That is the road of capoeira. Everybody sharing, everybody singing, everybody participating. And when the ego intervenes and one start like, okay, this is the road where I want to be like on the top, no, and this is the road but I want to be like in front. That is when capoeira struggles, when capoeira get ugly, no. So I think the most biggest idea that I have this year maybe is like, don't let the ego uh, get the power to damage the people, to damage capoeira, to damage your community. No, that's something that I'm working on me too. Not like, oh, zero ego and please everybody, peace and love, but it's something that I am practicing a lot, and I am like always observing on me and trying to share with other people. No, and also come visit Mexico. Another message would be, Mexico is a very cheap country for you, not like because of the difference of the economy. No, I think that it's not ay, costoso. It is cheap for you, no? And Mexican people, we have a syndrome of malinchismo, that is that we kind of adore foreigners, no? Like foreign people are for us like, oh, so good that you are here. And well, for example, my house is always open for every foreign that wants to come here and make capoeira, and even sometimes I pause my job to give foreign people some capoeira experiences. We go to the mountains and we go to nature and something like that. So for us, it's very good to have like many people of the different countries on here. It motivates us, and I'm sure everybody on Europe will have very good experience. It's not dangerous. Many like red notices, like the media wants to everybody be scared of everybody, but Mexico, I have been all my 30 years on here. I have never been on a very difficult situation. Obviously, there are some areas not to visit, no. But if you are with a Mexican friend that give you that information that here you are secure, and here do not visit until that hours or something like that, it's a very good experience for you, and we will be always happy to receive you.
Thank you very much. And thank you also for coming on. So, for our listeners, if you want to get in touch and nominate yourselves or your capoeira teachers and mestres, you can find us at thelifecapoeira@gmail.com, and you can find us on Instagram and Facebook as well. Kenji, thank you very much for joining us today, and good luck with your journey. Until next time. Ciao.
Thanks, you. It was a pleasure. See you next time.